My following guest has a name I remember quite well. Still am a huge fan of the Apprentice series with Donald Trump. He was the first apprentice hired by Donald Trump years ago. I think it was like 10 years ago. He's joining me right now on 710 KURV to help out small business. Bill, it's a pleasure. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
By the way, how's Juliana doing?
Oh, Juliana's doing great. She's healthy and she loves being a mom now. And
Yeah.
everything is good. Thank you for asking.
How's the baby doing?
He just turned 1.
Wow.
And let me tell you, this kid, he's a bruiser. He gets into everything.
He's walking now, right?
He's walking. He's babbling. He just tears everything up. He's all boy. Let's just say that.
Congratulations. We were very happy to hear the good news for you and your family about a year ago.
Thank you.
Okay, so, small business being pretty much the engine of our economy, all the people that they hire and so much that they produce for the gross domestic product. In your opinion, how do we get this engine humming again?
Well, I mean, I think it all starts within the communities. And I think when you look at small business, there's 28 small businesses around the U.S. They employ more people than any other sector in America. And I think when the communities rally behind them, when they support their local businesses, then they're able to build the communities, and those businesses are able to sustain. And when you support a small business, they then in turn support the community. They're sponsoring the baseball teams. They're doing things to keep the money that you spend in their businesses in your community. So I think that's very important. And you have to also have big companies support them. And when you get the big boys who come on board and realize the value and the importance of the small business owner, how they are the backbone of America, how they are the engine of our economy, then that helps. And one of the things I'm talking about today is my partnership with the folks at Intuit who make QuickBooks. We are really excited to be announcing something, and I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute, but it's an opportunity of a lifetime for one small business.
Speaking of small business, do you care to delve a bit into any personal projects, anything else that you're doing on the small business side? Because I'm sure that you and Juliana probably are employing several people right now.
We sure are. We own 2 restaurants right now. We have RPM Italian in Chicago, and we have RPM Steak opening this fall. And we employ hundreds of people in those restaurants, and it's truly family-run businesses. We have 2 other partners, and their families are involved. And for us, it's important that we make sure that our employees are taken care of, that they have insurance, and we treat them as if they're family members. I myself have been a small business owner since I was in college. I started my first small business when I was a sophomore in college, and helped pay my way through school by opening up a boat wash and wax business in a town called New Buffalo, Michigan. And for me, that was an invaluable experience. Although it didn't get me rich, it opened up my eyes and really helped me understand the basic fundamentals of being an entrepreneur.
And that's how you and Juliana met. She was one of the bikini girls that was waxing and washing the boats back then, right? No, it didn't happen that way.
I wish.
Joining us on 710 KURV, he is the first apprentice, Bill Rancic, and we're talking about small business and an opportunity for perhaps your small business to win a free Super Bowl ad worth millions of dollars. So tell me about it.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So we announced this, I guess, about a month and a half ago. There's 12 days left in the competition, and we're encouraging people to go to smallbusinessbiggame.com, and they tell us about their small business. And what's going to happen is all the folks are going to enter, and the employees at Intuit, all the thousands of employees around the country, are going to vote. We're going to narrow it down, and then I'm going to personally go to the Final Four and let them know that they've made it to the Final Four, and then America's going to vote, and one lucky winner will get that ad to run during the big game. And not only will they get the ad, but we're going to pay to have it produced, and it's going to look like a real commercial that deserves to be run during that big game. It's not going to look like a local, cable access type commercial. We're talking about millions of dollars, which is pretty significant. And then in addition, we're going to make sure we arm them with the right tools. Intuit doesn't want to just feed them to the lions and put this ad on during the big game and then turn them loose. We're going to make sure that they have the support and the guidance and the infrastructure to handle that kind of volume of business.
I'm sure they're going to want a creative staff to create something funny and memorable as well. Do you have folks like that?
Well, we've got an ad agency out of Los Angeles, a big-time ad agency who's done a number of Super Bowl commercials. It's called RPA, and they're going to be working with that small business and really try to capture the character and the essence of that small business and make this commercial memorable. I mean, when you look at commercials that run during that game, for the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, that's all the media is talking about are the commercials and the ads. And so this is a real opportunity. When you think about this, most small businesses are family owned. So I always say this is going to have a multi-generational effect because whoever wins that, it's going to have such an impact on their business. It's going to completely change their businesses forever. And potentially their kids' lives, their kids' lives are going to be impacted by this. So for me, it's so exciting to be a part of this, to watch this.
It is exciting, yeah.
But I think also, just so you know, the final four, if you're not the finalist, the three runners up are actually going to get national commercials that are going to run. We're going to produce ads for them and run national ads for them, just not during the big game. So really, we have a lot of winners throughout. So even if you're not in the final four, we're going to be giving away grants and opportunities for these small businesses to really pick up opportunities. So we're not just zoning in on one particular person here.
It is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for small business. If you think about it, a real lottery prize for any local business. Are all businesses welcome, or are you limiting this to a specific field?
Well, we're really honing in on the small business because obviously it's so important. So the only criteria that we have is that you have to have 50 employees or less.
Okay.
And that's it. So you could be a one-man operation, 9-guy, whatever the case may be, as long as it's 50 or less, that's it. Smallbusinessbiggame.com, and then encourage your friends and family to vote, and hopefully you'll have an ad during the big game, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see how that business transforms after the Super Bowl.
Let me make a note to my producer, Fred Cruz. Freddie, can you please speak to HR? Fire 15 people today so that we can qualify for the. Again, how do folks sign up for this?
It's going to be some reduction. Smallbusinessbiggame.com. Yeah. Don't fire employees to make the 50-person criteria.
Well, it will help us avoid Obamacare as well, dude. So it's a two. Yeah. Again, one more time, the website.
Smallbusinessbiggame.com, and it's from the folks at Intuit, the makers of QuickBooks.
Bill, thank you much. We'll keep in touch.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll come back on with the winner.
He is the original apprentice, Bill Rancic, our guest on 710 KURV.